Hello and welcome to Boston, Massachusetts, home to the Freedom Trail, the heart of the American Revolution, and we are here to find out who will end their season on a high note as champions of the Fenway Bowl. While this game caps off the regular season, how that season is remembered will be impacted greatly by what happens in this game. As we'll see a team from the American, the South Florida Bulls, taking on a team from the ACC, the Pittsburgh Panthers. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Kickoff team out there ready to tee it up and get this bowl game underway. Fielded in the end zone. It's Robinson. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. So Pittsburgh's offense will have the football first. Guys, it's been a long season. These two squads have had their fair share of battles, but today, David, they have a chance to end the season with a W.
Man, it's a little bit old school, right? With the bowl system, not as much to play for, but you get to put that uniform on again. And it should mean something. You had the bowl prep. You got to have some fun in a different city, Jesse. Now you get to go out and attack this game.
And it's another opportunity just to finish the season, right? To go out with a win. Both of these teams have taken this bowl game seriously. They've prepared. They feel like they're both ready to go. Winning this game is important to build momentum for next year, and also you want to send the seniors out with a W.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
Here's the pressure. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception.
Job number one for a defense is to create negative plays, to create turnovers. How about this? Opening drive of the football game, getting the big turnover, setting your offense up in great position, and building some mojo. This defense, that is a picture-perfect start.
Great place to start for this offense. They'll run it out of the shotgun. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave a little bit of everything on that one. And the Bulls have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Bulls! The offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Fielded in the end zone, it's Robinson. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. There he goes. He is not afraid to use that stiff arm as a weapon as he bangs his way to the 28.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
He showed off a few moves, but not enough to get away from all of those defenders as they stop him for a loss. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. He's not even going to make it back to the line of scrimmage as the defense gets big-time penetration. Pitt will have to boot this one away. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Fields the punt and tries to find an opening. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. South Florida has it back, and the Bulls offense will return to the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
The give to the back. Runs through a tackle. Got enough for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. Might be calling a hot route. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Firing to the right, complete. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here. The Bulls come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Can't get him to the ground. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that 1st down.
Motion from the back. Brown wants to pass. Got his man out of the backfield. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Got it in the middle with Sullivan. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a 1st down. And the Bulls come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll run it in the red zone. It's Isaac. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Touch pass on the right. He's stopped for no gain again. Back-to-back runs, and they have nothing to show for it except facing a 3rd and long. Trying to pick up a 1st down. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. He gets it inside the 20 and out of bounds at the 17.
You know, you hear the term nickel so much. Most people stay a nickel most of the time because of all the speed in college football and the running quarterback. And you see why it pays dividends. More speed on the field when the QB does take off to go get him on the ground and force a 4th down.
On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Fires into traffic, and it's picked off. He goes out of bounds, but he creates the turnover and a great opportunity for his offense. They'll snap it from the 10 for the first play of this drive. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the big fella. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the 1st down. The Panthers moving quickly to the line.
And after that long completion for the 1st down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Looking to the big tight end. He's got an open man. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5.
And the offense has a little bit of success, and what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line, ready to run another play.
Grab near the marker. It's Lee. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a 1st down. Back to throw, it's Holstein. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell incomplete.
Back to pass. Grabbed over the middle. It's Holmes. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. That's the end of the period, and USF is on top. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. First play of the period, first down here. They're looking to pass from the red zone. Grabbed behind the line. It's Reed. Oh, he's got some space. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. He's got it and still on his feet. He steps out of bounds, but not before he has enough to set him up first and goal. And the Panthers kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Quarterback on the keeper. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Pater.
You know, this zone replay is something they rep over and over and over in practice. This guy can run it and execute it in his sleep. Good decision there keeping the football.
Looking for just one more yard. It's second and goal. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Panthers. The extra point here would tie the game. If you're able to move the ball in a drive like that, the most overrated stat in football would be field position.
Agreed, and I think confidence is big right now after that last drive. To be able to flip the field like that, not just do it, but go down and score a touchdown. Running and throwing. For this offense now moving forward in this game, that last drive is going to pay big dividends.
South Florida ready to send the offense back onto the field. Give to the running back. Knocked down after picking up 5 out to the 24.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Brown will throw it. Pressure coming. Fires on the move. And they fail to hook up on 3rd down.
You just wonder if the quarterback's trying to get it all back after throwing a pick the last time out. This time, that was not a good read. The defender was all over that throw. He should have intercepted that, but thanks to the drop, the offense stays on the field. This quarterback has got to take a breath, and he's got to settle himself down.
The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. Man, what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Catch in the middle. It's Holmes. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that 1st down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Pitt pushing the base. They go to the ground. He makes the tackle at the 37. It's a pickup of 5. That's good enough for a 1st down.
Great job by the offense, understanding where the sticks are. And look, they got the 1st down, and they're like, all right, let's crank this tempo up now. We got 1st down. Let's go fast.
Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. You know, we joke that the tight end's always open, David, but play action almost makes it impossible to keep them covered.
And yeah, because those guys, they're such good blockers most of the time. They're big and physical, and they sell block for a second, and then they run open and they find holes in zones, or they get good matchups. And man, those tight ends nowadays are nightmares for defenses to try to stop.
The Panthers really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. He's got it on the move. Touchdown, Pitt. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. So much about the passing game is about time. timing, execution, communication, and these two, that's a virtual textbook there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the receiver making plays for his quarterback, being dependable, running the route to the right depth consistently. Does a great job running his route. Great result because of it.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. South Florida has it back, and the Bulls offense will return to the field. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score.
Love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
They'll try the run. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30.
And this is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
Now on first down from the 30. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Got it in the middle. It's Sullivan. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. The Bulls have this offense rolling. Off the play fake on first down. On the run, fires downfield. Makes the grab. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
And the Bulls will line it up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. That's reeled in. It's Singleton. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line after the huge pickup. It's now 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line.
Play action does so many things. When you run the football and have success, it slows everybody down. Not just the linebackers and the safeties and make them come up, but the defensive line, they're thinking run as well, slows down the pass rush, gives me a little bit more time to develop routes and make it really easy on my quarterback.
Wants to throw again. He's got it on the run. And he'll run into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulls.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. We trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. As productive as these two offenses have been early, you really can't afford an empty possession here. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. There's not a lot more beautiful in football than the play action and the open tight end.
Yeah, because it freezes those linebackers. It freezes those safeties because they have to come up for a second and play the run. And then the big tight ends, big targets on the back end can catch the football and make big plays.
I love the quick decision that QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
Fires to the wideout. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete. Pitt will line up to punt it away. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stops. They'll start this drive 60 yards in front of them from their own 40. Brown wants to pass. Steps away. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Second down, they'll go to the air. Makes the grab. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left.
And the defense catches a break on that one. And this guy's not a superstar, but he's pretty dang reliable. And we talked to them about this guy. Like, he's kind of the security blanket for the quarterback. And him to drop that football doesn't happen often. You take those lucky things when you can get them.
One more snap coming before halftime. Quarterback making adjustments. Looking downfield, and time is running short. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
He's going to run it. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Reese, hard not to enjoy that incredibly historic town. What a fun time to be in Boston, and what a fun first half we've had in the Fenway Bowl.
Pitt will try to boot this thing deep to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. South Florida ready to send the offense back onto the field. We are locked up to start the second half, and guys, you know what? In a bowl, sometimes that intensity really builds in a tight game like this.
I think that's why we were really anticipating this game so much. 2 very evenly matched teams with a lot of playmakers. We knew this thing could go either way. So for this offense right here, this drive, start off the second half, David, they need to put something together, really put pressure on the opponent.
And the thing I like about bowl games, man, is they're exciting. You go for it more on fourth down, less to lose, not as uptight.
Turning it on! A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line. The Bulls have it with a 1st and 10. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He has the first and still on his feet. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. On the move, it's Norton. Tough sledding near as he picks up 1 to the 29. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Brown will throw it. Rush is on him. Had to throw it before he wanted.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Got him downfield. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. And the Bulls didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. He wants to throw it. Steps away to find some room. Touchdown, South Florida! And that one will put them up here in the second half. What a run for this playmaker to just elude the defense and get in for the score.
And I tell you what, defensively, you can't let this guy get on the edges. You cannot give up contain. When your defensive ends, you got to stay outside. You got to make sure you know this guy's going to scramble and try to make plays, and you got to make sure you keep him in the pocket.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. From the gun, the ground game. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Pitt right back to the line.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking deep down the right side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Pitt will have to boot this one away. No fair catches here, looking for room. He only needs a sliver of daylight. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. On the run, it's Norton. Nice move to keep running. Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
Play action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
Brown wants to pass. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Norton. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down marker. The Bulls come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. Across the 35. He gets across the 20 and finally out of bounds at the 19. They're in the red zone. And the Bulls are on the move. Here's the handoff. Drives into the defense, and they get him down after a pickup of 3 to the 16. Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. Quarterback making checks. The play action fake. Makes the grab on the left. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up on the ground here. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7. The Bulls pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground. Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart.
Touchdown, USF! Fit it in the window for the score.
And I love finding the big fella down in the red zone, 3rd and goal. You got to make something happen down here. Throw it up high. Let the big fella make you look really good as a quarterback. Love finding those big guys down here in the red zone.
On the move from inside his 5. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. First snap of this drive will come from their own 32. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. He'll keep it himself. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. And the Panthers want to pick up the tempo. Dropping back, it's Holstein. Gets it out quickly. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure it to 1st down. Pass completion moves the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Now the play fake. And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Intercepted, and that is the last thing they needed. A big turnover here for the defense to end the quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and USF is on top. This has been utter domination through 3 quarters, and the stats will back that up. So first down will open up the final period. Use the play fake, now to throw. Good hands in there by the defense to force the incompletion.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him, and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place. Was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
And the Bulls come to the line needing just inches for the first down. They'll run for it on third and short. Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up fourth down.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the...
Converts on fourth down, and he's still going. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. The Bulls with the 1st and 10. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. They'll run play action. He just throws it away, and I think the flag's going to be coming in. There it is. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Here on third down, making side adjustments here. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And the incomplete pass on third down, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's about. So the intentional grounding call will be a loss of down, and now it's fourth down. And the Bulls send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. Looking to throw, it's Holstein. He wants to take the top off. Brings it in down the left side. And that tackle almost certainly saved a touchdown after he ripped off a huge gain.
And, man, he had nobody around him. That has got to be embarrassing for this defense. When you let someone that deep downfield go completely uncovered.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Grabbed in the middle. It's Lee. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Pitt pushing the pace. Wide receiver comes in motion. Run in the red zone. It's Reed. They pull him down at the 17 after a pickup of 3. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Looking to fire. Lets it fly. Touchdown, Panthers! Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
one of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
South Florida has it back, and the Bulls offense will return to the field. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
I know exactly what I have to do here. Defensively, we've got to get the stop. So we're playing run. We're selling out to run because we're thinking they're going to run the football, and we got 3 timeouts. Let's use them wisely. Let's use those timeouts, save as much clock as we can so our offense has some time on the clock to do some damage when they get the football back.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Brown will throw it. Quarterback moving. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
And that goes down as an incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously was he's outside the tackle box.
Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Pressure's there, and he lets it go. Forced to just throw it away on 3rd down, and now they face 4th. The Bulls will line up to punt it away. Let's see what he can do with it. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. They're going to throw it to start the drive. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose. And I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, and really, really be physical. Because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop out.
Hit right back to the line. Tight end now in motion. Off play action. Going for the big play. Makes the grab inside the 30. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! And they take it in for 6 more points. Looking for the tie with the extra point. This game must be moving so slowly for this quarterback. He sees everything 2 or 3 beats ahead.
Way ahead. I mean, it's been really, really easy. I better get some more hits on him. I better do something to make him feel uncomfortable, because right now, it's just like, oh, you're running that? Yeah, that's easy. I mean, he's already read your mail. You better change the address, do something different.
South Florida ready to send the offense back onto the field. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tied game, hoping to get something on the board.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
The clock has stopped for the timeout, and we have reached the final 2 minutes in this one. After the 2nd down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. Quarterback may change this route. Brown wants to pass. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Oh, the unthinkable has happened for this offense. They're into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the D. Oh, man, the defense has just turned this game upside down with that score.
Dude, just take matters into your own hands. Like, I'll take care of this. I'm not even going to take this. I'm going to score points. I'm going to try to go ahead and ice this game away. Defense is still going to have to come back on the field, but unbelievable job just taking matters into its own hands.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Off play action on first down. Throwing right. It's incomplete and maybe a little too aggressive from this senior trying to fit that one in there. Backed up now. Here's second and long. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. The throw. Quickly to the tight end. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. He would love to have picked up the first down there, but saving the timeouts, saving the clock, much more important right now.
And that could save the game, because now I can work the middle of the field still. Now I can still take those shots deep.
Gashes the heart of the knee. The 30. He's at the 20. Touchdown Bulls. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
And it's decision time now because you score the touchdown, you're down one late. Do you want to just kick the extra point, tie it up, hope for overtime? Or do you go for two? Do you get aggressive? Do you trust your quarterback if he has to throw it here to find an open player and give you the lead, even though there is still going to be some time left on the clock?
He'll bring it out. It's Robinson. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Gonna run it. It's Reed. Creates a little space. There he goes! He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking.
Well, that's why this running game can be so dynamic. This guy is special when he has the football in his hands. He can make people miss, he can run with power, and he also has speed. You saw it on that last play.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Dropping back, it's Holstein. Catch in the middle, it's Reed. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Lost a throw on first down. That's caught. It's Johnson. Breaks into the open. He'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A big play as this offense in business. Pittsburgh going to work with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. The Panthers had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Defense takes a timeout with 30 seconds remaining. Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. From the gun, running back on the move. Trying to move the pile into the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2. Timeout called by the defense, 27 seconds to go. Pittsburgh will come to the line with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, Panthers. And inside a minute to go, and they've got the lead.
And how about this offense, man? They knew they needed to execute. Great play calling, great drive, put it together. Now you got a chance to go up by 7 late in this ball game, and then let your defense go on the field and seal it for you.
On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. South Florida has it back, and the Bulls offense will return to the field. Okay, one possession game. You've got some time to work with, but you have to make up some ground quickly, David.
Got to be smart. Can't throw in front of the sticks. Can't get tackled in front of the sticks. Make sure we're taking some shots down the field, chewing up some yards. Jesse, the defense will be vulnerable here.
Yeah, and I think because of that, David, offensively, you got to have a plan. You got to know where your best matchup is out on the perimeter. And
trying to burn this defensive back. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Second down coming up. Brown will throw it. He wants a big play here late. He had that one slip to the ground, and if he had held on, that might have been a wrap. Instead, it'll be third down.
This really has been a masterclass by the quarterback with decision-making, right? We've already seen him throw multiple touchdown passes in the game. He's understood when to take his shots and when to throw it away when things aren't there, like on that last play.
On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Oh, and they get to him. Had a chance for an all-time finish, but the defense put a stop to it, and that's the final play of the game. This one was a lot like a tennis match, back and forth, up and down, and they just couldn't quite score enough and get the key stop to get the win.
And defenses have changed, right? It's not about limiting to low points anymore, but you got to find ways to create turnovers and get that ball back to your offense so they can do their damage. Defense just needed to create a few more opportunities.
I think it just came down to individual effort on the defensive side of the football for this team. Somebody needs